Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Cooper is back in the news. I guess she is milking dry that 15 minutes of fame. So this is the New York Post, August 3rd, 2021. Central Park Karen Amy Cooper says she's terrified to walk her dog after viral 911 call. Yeah, because you pretty much outed yourself. You know, somebody told you to put your dog on a leash because those signs are all over Central Park. And then you said you were going to call the police on and tell them an African-American man is threatening you. You did that to yourself. Central Park Karen Amy Cooper claimed she's exhausted all options before she called 911 on Blackbird Watcher last year. She's full of crap. That's not what happened. We saw the video. You did not exhaust nothing. You went to calling 911 immediately after he told you to put that dog on the leash. Okay, don't try to act all brand new now, Amy. She relived in detail Tuesday the viral fiasco that left her terrified to walk her dog in public. Cooper still believes that she had no choice but to call the cops on the bird watcher, Christian Cooper, whom she claimed threatened her and her dog when she didn't comply with his request to put the animal on a leash in Central Park. I don't know that as a woman alone in the park that I had another option, Amy said in the podcast, Honestly, with Bari Weiss. All right, so this is what she claimed in a podcast. She's full of crap. Somebody told you to put your dog on the leash. All you had to do was do it and keep right on moving. You were the one that blew everything out of proportion and got all melodramatic. And by the way, there's signs all over that park. I've been in Central Park before that tell you if you have a dog, keep your dog on the leash while you're walking them through the park. So no matter how you look at it, she's in the wrong. All right. She claimed that she was about to put the leash on when Christian apparently told her that if she don't comply, he'd do something that she was going not going to like. He didn't say all of that. He didn't say all of that. He just said your dog was supposed to be on the leash. We saw the video. He didn't say all of that. You know, this is why you don't let a devil get off the hook. Because when they go back to retell the story, they're going to always retell it to make this black man now sound all menacing when all he told her was her dog was supposed to be on a leash. But out of nowhere, she was about to do it before he said something. Get out of here. We saw the video, Amy. Now you trying to fabricate a whole different story now. She claimed, all right, let me just go down. I'm trying to figure out, what does that mean? Is that a physical attack on me? Is that to my dog? Like, what was he about to do? She said. Now, that man even told her she was walking towards him and he told her to back up. Go back and listen to that video. Watch the video. She, at one point, was walking towards him and he told her to back up. So, how does that amount to he was going to do something to me? A person that's going to do something to you is not going to tell you to back up. And that's what he did. And see, this is why Christian's sister came out and said she don't forgive Amy for what she did that day. Okay. She said Christian, who was holding a bike helmet in one of his hands, pulled out dog treats and called the pooch over to him. No, I remember him saying to you, back up. I do remember that. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this guy is going to like lure my dog over and try to hit him with his bike helmet. That doesn't even make any common sense. Y'all some stupid. Never mind. Y'all get your papers done in Kenya. So enough said. So now let's move on. Boy, I tell you what, if they could figure out a way to get those Kenyans to do their job every day, they would do it. At some point, she realized that Christian had begun filming her. It's really weird because he's still standing there, you know, same very physical posture, and suddenly out of him comes a voice from a man who's been very dormant towards me, she said. Suddenly, you know, almost this victimized voicing, sick saying, don't come near me. Don't come any closer, she said. Like almost like he was terrified of me. Right, because I saw that on the video. You start screaming at him and moving closer and closer towards him, and he told you, don't come near him. Anybody can pull that video and watch. He was not trying to terrify you and your dog. He was telling you to get away, to back up. All right, so to me, that was even more terrifying because you've gone from screaming at me. If you kept screaming at me, at least it was consistent. But now his whole verbal demeanor had changed. The dog owner said she asked Christian to stop recording her. And when he didn't listen, she decided to call 911. Well, it's not illegal for him to record you. He can do that, especially if you're interacting him and that interaction is not so good. He can do that. I'd explored my options. I tried to leave. No, you didn't. I saw that video. You did not try to leave. You kept screaming and choking out your dog and talking to 911, and you were trying to make it seem like you were being harassed and attacked and assaulted in the park when you were on the phone with them. You were putting on quite a performance for 911, and there was nothing happening to you. I remember the call now. You see how she's talking up a whole different scenario from what occurred that day and what was on that video. What she is saying don't even match the video. You see how these people can flip like that? Easy. So now she done came up with a whole new story in an attempt to make herself sound better and make him sound more menacing. That's what she's doing. All right. Okay, I'd explored my options. I tried to leave. I tried to look for another anyone who around, she recalled. There was no noise, no sound, and it was, you know, it was my last attempt, resort of hope that he would step down and leave me alone. That man was not bothering her beyond telling her to put that dog on the leash. You see how she's faking up a whole new story? She's trying to put everything that happened that day on the black man. And see, you see how stupid he is. He didn't want to do nothing to her. But look at what she's doing. She's trying to drag him through the mud now and twisting and turning the story and just faking up something that never happened. In a now viral video, Amy could be heard telling the bird watcher that she was going to call the cops and tell them an African American man threatened my life. Yep, I remember seeing that on the video. She was then seen taking out her cell phone and telling 911. She was screaming in that phone because she was trying to make it seem like she was in a dire situation. That's what she was doing. That's why she was screaming in the phone, telling 911 dispatcher that the man was recording me and threatening myself and my dog. Amy was later charged with falsely reporting an incident, but the case was tossed after she completed 5 therapy sessions. You cannot give anybody therapy for racism. Okay, that's why she still sounds like a racist when she's retelling this story in a whole different manner than what we saw in that video. Does it sound like she got any any improvement from taking those sessions on racism? No. She said the encounter and the ensuing backlash forced her to flee her home, and she has left her traumatized and taking her dog outside. So she is too scared to go outside with her dog right now. Why? For something that you caused? You caused the entire thing. So now you're scared? Well, these people are so twisted. I'm terrified to take my dog for a walk because what if someone sees me going into a home and realize it's where I live, Amy said. So sometimes I'll drive him over to a remote field or something just to play with him, but it's still hard. There's a beautiful hiking trail that I'd love to take him on. I can't take him there because I'm terrified to go into the woods with him anymore. Christian could not be immediately reached for comment on Tuesday. Amy said she still hasn't spoken to him since the altercation went viral and led to her getting fired from her job. And, she was asked, what would you say to him? Amy said that she thought about it a lot. I have a zillion questions, of course, in my head or things I'd like to say. But the one that I really would like to start and open this conversation with this. You scared me, she said, and really just leave it there and leave it to him to respond back to me as to what he wants to say back, that because I think that opens the door to a conversation. Y'all need to stop this mess. Y'all need to stop this mess. Okay, now if you were that terrified, you would have moved on. You stood there and you continued to interact with somebody that you were terrified of. If you're terrified of somebody, wouldn't you be trying to get away from them? You stood there, screamed you were going to call the police, that African American man was trying to harm you and your dog and all that. No, you would never have taken the time to do all of that if you were terrified. Okay, honey, your story ain't adding up. And what she just said, we ain't seen none of that on the video. Okay, we didn't see none of this stuff on the video because you know why? This didn't happen. This is just a story you created after that video went viral and you realize how bad you looked in the whole thing. So you fabricated up some new story on what happened that day. Girl, please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, fam.